Chatting with Paul Telfer, 2025 lead actor Emmy winner for Days of Our Lives. Beyond the Canvas, how Paul Telfer's Emmy win for Days of Our Lives redefines the art of daytime acting. Los Angeles, September 7, 2025, in the hallowed, chandeliered ballroom of the Microsoft Theater, a seismic shift occurred, one that resonated far beyond the glitz of the 50-second daytime Emmy Awards. When the envelope was torn open and Paul Telfer's name was called for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series for his work on NBC's Days of Our Lives, it wasn't just a career milestone for a beloved performer. It was a coronation of a new creative paradigm in daytime television, a validation of an actor's audacious decision to treat the 60-year-old canvas of Salem not as a constraint, but as a limitless stage for high-wire artistic expression. Telfer, who has portrayed the complex, tormented, and often villainous Xander Cook since 2019, did not win for playing a hero. He did not win for a redemption arc neatly tied with a bow. He won for something far more daring, more truthful, and ultimately more human. He won for mastering the symphony of contradiction. "I've always been fascinated by the spaces between the words on the page," Telfer told me in an exclusive post-ceremony interview, the gold statue gleaming on the table between us. "In daytime, the pace is relentless. You're shooting 50, 60, sometimes 80 pages a day. There's no time for my motivation, navel-gazing. The creativity isn't in the preparation. It's in the instinct. It's in the micro-expression that flickers across your face for a quarter of a second, telling the audience one thing while the dialogue says another." This philosophy was the bedrock of the submitted episode that clinched the win, a tour de force hour titled The Judas Gate. The episode, which aired in February 2025, saw Xander at his most fractured. Forced to betray the woman he loves, Sarah Horton Lindsay Godfrey, to save her from a powerful crime syndicate, Xander had to perform a devastating act of cruelty while simultaneously letting the audience see the shattering heartbreak propelling it. "It was a high-wire act without a net," Telfer recalls, his Scottish brogue softening as he delves into the memory. The script said Xander coldly rejects Sarah, but if I played it cold, the audience would hate him, and the story would be over. If I played it too soft, the stakes would vanish. The creative challenge was to build a prison of his own making, brick by brick, in real time, and let the audience watch him lock himself inside. What viewers witnessed was a masterclass in subtext. As Xander delivered cutting, scripted lines meant to push Sarah away, Telfer's performance was a cascade of silent storytelling. The tremor in his hand he quickly hid in his pocket, the almost imperceptible wetness in his eyes that he blinked away with ferocious speed, the subtle crack in his voice on a single, crucial syllable. He wasn't just acting the scene, he was acting the counter-scene happening just beneath the surface. "That's the secret language of daytime," explains Dr. Enya Sharma, a media professor at UCLA and author of the serial narrative, Art in the Age of Acceleration. For decades, the genre has been unfairly maligned as a lesser form, but what Paul Telfer and a new generation of actors are doing is proving it's a unique and demanding artistic discipline. They are creating a dual narrative, the plot-driven text for the casual viewer, and a rich, psychological, emotion-driven subtext for the engaged audience. Telfer's Emmy is a recognition that this duality isn't just entertaining, it's high art. This creative approach required a profound collaboration with his scene partners, particularly Godfrey. Telfer describes their process as a form of emotional jazz. "Lindsay and I have built such a trust," he says. "We know the beats we have to hit for the story, but we give each other the freedom to discover new ones in the moment." There was a take in that episode where, as I was delivering my final, brutal line, she reached out and just barely brushed my arm. It wasn't scripted. My reaction, a full-body flinch, as if her touch were a brand, was pure instinct. We stayed in it. The director, who was brilliant, let the camera roll. That's the magic. That's the moment you live for as an actor. It's not on the page. It's in the air between you. This victory is also a testament to the evolving creative landscape of Days of Our Lives itself. Since its move to the Peacock streaming platform, the show has been afforded a new kind of creative latitude. While still quintessentially Days, the storytelling has embraced more serialized, novelistic arcs, allowing characters like Xander to evolve in ways that were previously difficult in a strictly episodic, broadcast model. The move to streaming was like being given a bigger canvas and a new set of paints, says Telfer. We can explore longer-term psychological consequences. The pain from the Judas Gate episode didn't resolve in a week. It stained the following months. It changed Xander's relationships with other characters. That continuity allows for a deeper, more layered creative excavation. Ron Carlivati, the head writer of Days of Our Lives, sees Telfer's win as a validation of the entire writing team's approach. We write complex, messy, often unlikable characters because they are the most dramatically fertile ground, Carlivati stated in a separate conversation. But it only works if you have an actor of Paul's caliber who can find the vulnerability in the monster, the humanity in the villain. He makes our words breathe, and sometimes he even improves them with his silence. For the global fanbase of Days of Our Lives, Telfer's Emmy is a moment of immense validation. Xander Cook began as a classic villain, but through Telfer's nuanced portrayal, he has become one of the most compelling and passionately discussed characters on television. Online forums and social media have been alight with analysis of his performances, with fans dissecting his every glance and gesture. That connection is the final, crucial piece of the creative puzzle, Telfer asserts, his face lighting up. The audience completes the circuit. They are the ones who see the flicker of doubt in Xander's eyes and understand what it means. They are the co-creators of his journey. This Emmy feels as much theirs as it is mine. They have been on this roller coaster with me, and they never looked away, even when it was terrifying. Looking ahead, Telfer's win sends a powerful message to the industry. It proves that daytime television is not a stepping stone, but a destination for serious, committed artists. It is a medium that demands incredible technical skill, emotional availability, and creative courage, all executed at a breakneck pace. As our conversation winds down, Telfer picks up the Emmy, turning it over in his hands. It's a heavy object, both literally and symbolically. You know, people talk about the typecasting, fear of soaps, he reflects. But for me, this character has been the most liberating creative experience of my life. Every day is a new challenge, a new puzzle. How do I make this man, who does these terrible and wonderful things, feel real? How do I make you, the viewer, understand him even when you can't condone him? That's the job. That's the art. He sets the statue back down. This, he says, nodding toward the award, is a beautiful affirmation that the work matters. That playing in the shadows, embracing the contradictions, and trusting the intelligence of the audience is a creative path worth walking. In a television landscape increasingly dominated by algorithms and franchise extensions, Paul Telfer's Emmy-winning performance stands as a powerful reminder that the most profound stories are still those told one human heartbeat at a time. He didn't just win for being the best actor in daytime. He won for reimagining what acting in daytime could be.